Our first few years were particularly exciting. I bought the business in 2003, and when I took over, we took over a business that had no rent roll at all. So it was go, go, go from day one. In the early days, my involvement was probably not that great. Gail and the rest of the property management team were left to their own devices. But in more recent years, it's a side of the business that I've become really, really fond of. I love our property management division, and although we've got Marie, who's our department head, she basically looks after the entire division, but I still have a fair bit of involvement. I don't necessarily sit in on every meeting, but I would certainly be in every other meeting.
I have an ambition for my property management business, which I've not always had. So we've grown in the way that we want to grow to 1,000 managements. First step is do 150 in 12 months. Do that and then keep building on it from there. We have a great culture in the office. We probably work hard and play hard. Sometimes we play too hard, like conferences and things. But our culture all around is really good, and an open, sort of a small team, but an open policy where we will work together and nothing's ever a problem. My team does share the vision that I've got, I think. We're all working together. I've got Beck as my business manager, who communicates a lot of that vision to our team, so she runs the department for me, and together I think we're getting the message across and we're getting the results. Look, if people don't share my ambition in the business, I'd like to say it's simple, they're getting off the bus, but it's hard to know if they do share that ambition or not. But if I find out that someone's not on the same page as us, I need to work out, is it my fault? Where have I not communicated my vision properly with them? What aren't they on board with? And just nut it out and help them get around to being on the same page. We've had a couple of changes to our property management department, mainly through maternity leave, so we've got good longevity of staff. When employing people, I look for attitude and attitude only. I can teach them the system, I can teach them the culture. If they haven't got the right attitude, they're no good. But we've just employed Kate. Her attitude is great. We're already getting, within a couple of weeks, we're getting testimonials on how good Kate is with clients and both tenants and landlords. So attitude is paramount.
I don't know that my ambitions changed over the years. I think my vision's changed over the years. I address our property management division very differently today than what I did when we were a new business nearly 10 years ago. There's no doubt that I have a better understanding about what needs to happen in the property management division for us to get that growth. Our milestones and successes are celebrated fairly regularly, both in sales and obviously in property management. For a long time we didn't do a great deal in property management, but I realised 5 or 6 years ago, as our property management team started to grow, that we needed to have some recognition around the successes that we were having. So it might be small things, like as we've turned from 100 to 200 or 300 to 500 or 700 to 800, as we did when we just turned 800. We celebrated our successes. We put on a lovely lunch at Riva at St Kilda Marina, and just as something novel, I had 800 Chupa Chups delivered to the office, which I thought would signify in real terms what 800 actually looked like. And I'm pleased to say that 6 months down the track, we still actually have Chupa Chups left. I think we all share the same vision. I'm a strong communicator in our meetings, as is Marie, about where we're going and the direction that our property management team is taking. So I think the fact that we've built great longevity and retained really good people means that those staff members also want to be a part of that vision. Goal setting for us normally occurs at the celebration of a milestone. So we will have set a milestone, we'll be out for lunch, and I'll generally bring forward the next challenge. And that next challenge in recent times has been around growth. So, for example, our celebration at 800, the milestone was set to get to 1,000. And the delivery of that next challenge was delivered at that celebration of the success that we just enjoyed.
We track our lost managements and missed appraisals pretty closely. They'll obviously go into desktop and into the database there. They'll report to me and go, look, we've lost this one or we missed this appraisal. So I get told about it from the weekly meeting and probably daily as well. Beck Wood, my BDO, she's like a dog with a bone. She will not let anybody go. We lost a management the other day and the client was a bit of a hard ass, but we could have probably handled it better. I got Beck involved because then they become a lost management. They become into her database to be a new investor down the track. So even though they weren't happy with us, we've still gone the extra mile. Beck's given them a thank you card, and he's, what's this? He goes, oh, it's a thank you card. Thank you for being a client. So we've just lost them as a client, but Beck's thanked them for being a client as they were leaving our business. Not many people have got the audacity or the courage to do that. So with Beck's turned, to her credit, she's turned a bad situation around to be, wow, they thank me for coming and going, but the landlord was really taken back.